everybody. Welcome back to the OA podcast, the Off and Average podcast. Happy New Year, Mon.
Happy New Year, Anna. It's a new year, still OA.
Still, yeah. Okay, that could be our title. I like that. Yay, that was easy.
Yay, yeah. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope your holidays, your New Year, New Year's Day was really good. Hope you're all very happy, healthy. Yeah, welcome to the very first episode of 2025 for the OA
Welcome,
podcast.
everybody. And as we're recording this, we have not recorded for hella long. Like, we don't even know what's what at this point. I think it's been like, I want to say a little less than 2 months since we recorded, because I feel like, didn't we record our last episode before Thanksgiving or like right around Thanksgiving? I think it was probably early Thanksgiving because I left for my trip just 2 weeks after that. So I think we were like kind of trying to get everything done like before.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. So we apologize in advance for if we're a little rusty and a little awkward, but that's okay.
And on top of that, we don't have an outline. We don't
are
have a
treating
topic.
you to today. Well, we're treating you today to a very gulu episode.
What do they call that? Like, I feel like, I can't remember. Okay, if I remember it, I'll bring it up later. But I can't remember it right now. Okay. Anyways. All right, Mon. So what have you been up to? So we last recorded, our last episode was the OA about the holidays. So the holidays are done. It's now January. Everyone has a little bit of like, I think the post-holiday blues. I totally do. Post-holiday and post-vacation blues. So what have you been up to since we last recorded?
Well, speaking of our last recording, we got a lot of views on our last one. I don't know if you noticed.
Yes, I totally did.
We saw the analytics after like releasing that episode. It's the episode that we have with our very special guests, Rylene and Dave. And understood they're very entertaining as well.
Yes,
everyone
they are.
Loves them.
Yeah.
So I'm glad everyone seemed to enjoy that one. If you're here since that episode, like if this is your first episode after that, hello, welcome.
Yeah.
I guess let me introduce myself if this is your first episode seeing us. I'm Mon, or Monica, however formal or casual you'd like to call me. And this is, is it this way?
Yes, I think it's that way. I'm Hannah. Yes, Mon's partner in crime. And this is we've been doing this for like a year and a half, I think a year and a half, but we've been doing it since summer of 2023. So it's been a long time and we love doing it. We love our little, little strong group of like viewers and listeners and stuff like that. It means a lot to us. So we're happy to be back for another year. It like feels like another season, but it's not really another season. It's just like after a like really long hiatus. So hopefully we still have people that stick around and watch and listen to us, even though Dave and Rye aren't with us today.
We'll bring them back on another episode
for
if you
sure.
guys would like to hear them, or we'll just bring them back anyway, even if nobody requests them.
For sure,
we want to see them and hang out with them.
Definitely.
But yeah, what was the question?
What have you been up to? Or if not that, it's the new year. So do you practice, if you don't want to answer that or not up to it, do you practice the new year, new me?
I'll go back to the first question of what I've been up to. Since our last recording, probably around Thanksgiving or so, I mean, I wouldn't say that I have post-holiday blues, because honestly, I didn't feel like I really got to fully enjoy Christmas and New Year's or Thanksgiving. Like it just went all in like a blur. It went so fast.
You know what it was? Like Thanksgiving was so late. It was stupid late. It was like literally, it was like the last week of November, like the 27th, 28th. So it was just like lumped together.
I guess I didn't realize that usually Thanksgiving is, like, on the 3rd week of November,
Mhm.
and, when people started pointing out, it's like, "Why is it so much later in the month?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"Huh? Isn't it always just a Thursday, Friday thing?"
Mhm.
But I realized, yeah, it's never that late into the month, so it could be that. It could be that. Um, but yeah, it was, like, after planning for Thanksgiving, then it was planning for Christmas, and honestly, to be honest with you, I was very last minute shopper, vibes. So, I'm not very proud of that moment this year or last year. And then, obviously, like, a week later after Christmas is obviously New Year's, so it's kinda
Yeah.
like, here we are mid-January when we're recording this, and it's
Yeah.
just like, we gotta get some episode out
Yes,
this month,
yeah.
so,
We're like I
um
know it's like we're dreading it, we like the break, we're all
Sure.
pretty busy, like, we were all like, you had a convention that you did, like, right after Castle Crafted, Mon's lovely candle, wax melt, soap shop that she, you know, runs all on her own. She had a convention, and it was literally, like, what, like, January 3rd that you
Mhm,
did that, so it was, like, that very first weekend, so I know it was, like, really, really busy. So,
mhm.
yeah, it was just a crazy time. Now here we are.
Yeah, I think because I had to, like, make a lot of inventory prior to that convention, which is right after New Year's, it's like I was busy working on all the stuff in between Thanksgiving and,
Yeah.
Christmas and New Year's, so it was kinda just one thing after the other, but yeah, Sac Anime, like you were saying, the convention was my very first convention, and we could talk about that later if anything, but, I did that for the first time, and that was thanks to you and Av for, giving me the opportunity to try it out. It was a very
You
big
did
scale.
great. You did great. I mean, it was so fun. I know it was exhausting. Like I am
Mhm.
always like the den mother of like that whole production. Even when, like you weren't doing it, it's always like we have friends that help and shuttling everyone to the convention center, feeding everybody and, making sure everyone's okay. And even that for me is exhausting, but I'm not actually working the show. So
Mhm.
I can't imagine like being there all day and all that stuff. But it seems like it was like a really good show. And
Mhm.
yeah, hopefully we're really hoping that it kind of convinced you to like do more because we love the products and I think a lot of people did. So I'm hoping that you do more.
Well, yeah, we'll see. The next one for Sac Anime at least is not until like August, so I got some
You
time.
definitely have time. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Aside from that, I think that's it. I think Sac Anime is really like the only other eventful thing. What about you? What have you been up to? You just mentioned a trip that you were on.
Yeah, we went on a big trip, around the holidays, which was very challenging, and I don't know if I would do that again. We went to
Oh,
the Philippines, went to Manila, and Bohol, which is an island that's about an hour and a half flight from Manila, and it was an amazing trip. Though that's literally all I can say. It was such a beautiful island. My
mm,
cousin got married, such a beautiful wedding.
ooh,
Just love spending time with my family in the Philippines. I don't have a ton of family there, but the family that I do have, I'm really close to, and we don't obviously
mm,
see them often because they're there. But it was such a good trip, but it was a huge challenge being like gone for the holidays. One, it's super expensive to go anywhere, I think, during the holidays.
mm,
Like everyone's on
yeah.
vacation, all that stuff. So that's one reason where I'm like, I don't know if I would do that again. But another like expense related thing is that like, you still have Christmas, right? Like, so we got back right before Christmas. We got back 2 days before Christmas. It was actually
Mhm,
probably just like a day. And you still have like, your holiday parties and seeing your
sure.
relatives here. So we still had Christmas shopping to not to do, it was all
Right.
done, but to pay for. So
Sure.
all the Christmas shopping to do on top of paying for a trip. And then I just feel like, and this is like a small one, but I know I'm pretty sure most everyone knows Christmas in the Philippines is a really big thing. They celebrate it. They're way more festive than here, I think. So that was really great to see. But I kind of missed you guys. I not I for sure missed you guys, but I missed the holiday season here at home. So like, just the traditions that you have where stupid stuff like watching the stupid Hallmark movies. Like I tried to watch a ton of them before I left, or like decorating the house. We really didn't like do much because we were going to be gone. So just
Mhm.
something that I really, really missed, just being home for the holidays and spending time with you guys and my family during the holidays. So I don't know if we would do that again. I definitely would for sure go back to the Philippines, for sure go back to Manila. This is only my second time going like as an adult. And I feel like I fell in love with it 100 times more than the first time that I went like 9 years ago. But I don't know about going during the holidays. But I do have to say the weather was super nice. So I did not expect that. It wasn't cold by any means, but it wasn't hot.
Mhm.
It was like just like it was warm, but not
Oh,
like
I thought it was only hot and humid in the Philippines. You mean it was slightly less hot?
Yes, it was slightly less hot, slightly less humid. It wasn't like unbearable at all. Like
That's good.
you could wear jeans, you could wear long sleeves, you could wear like you wouldn't wear
Oh.
like a puffer or whatever, but
Oh, mm.
other than yeah, but it was pleasant. It was, a good
That's
breeze and all that
good.
kind of stuff. So shout out to that trip. It was just lovely. So yeah, that's what I've been up
Oh.
to. So total post holiday blues, post vacation blues. Mon, you know this. Like we always talk about this after the holidays. So the last two holiday seasons, you and I have gone on trips right
Mm,
after the holidays because we're
mhm.
sad. And we just want something to do or what, I don't know. It just works out. So in 2022, wait, am I getting my years right? 2020,
Mm,
I forget. Is it 2023 that we went to Japan? Right after the holidays. I'm sure it was 2023. Right after the holidays, we went to
mhm,
Japan. So that was a huge trip. We went right at the end of January. So we really didn't have post anything blues because we were excited and getting ready. And then 2024, which was just last year, and it feels like such a long time ago, but we went to Disneyland right after the
mhm,
holidays. I think it was like the same time of year for sure that we went because we
mhm.
went for Sweethearts Night or whatever. So
Right.
yeah,
Mhm.
so we had that. I don't have anything this year. You have somewhere to go
I
fairly
have a
soon.
potential trip to go to, but we'll see. We'll talk about that more once,
We're offline.
maybe no, like, maybe after I'm for sure going, because I don't wanna
Okay.
say I'm gonna go, and
Okay.
then I end up not going,
Yes. So
and then
Mon has a
having to explain.
potential. Yeah, Mon has a potential trip. So that's
I'm
definitely something.
I'm not trying to be, like, secretive or whatever, because it's just, like, I do standby for, flying, so standby just means I may or may not get on this flight.
You're getting on, you're getting on. But yes, we'll talk about it when it's done. We'll talk about
Yeah.
it when it's done.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But like besides that, like what are you looking, so it's a new year, it's like literally it's January 15th. So like right in the middle of the month. What are you looking forward to this year? Like I know like we always talk about trips, but is there anything like you're looking forward to? Maybe a book that's coming out soon or
Ooh.
like movies or like anything like plans with our friends, or what are you looking forward to this year?
I mean, I guess there's a lot to look forward to this year. We do have like a bunch of trips planned aside from the very secretive one that we mentioned earlier. Um, we have a few
You do?
trips planned, so ooh, mysterious.
Like I don't
No,
even know about these. Are there some that I don't know about, or do I know about them all?
no, you know about the one that I'm talking about. It's just I think there's, like, a lot of potential ones to have, but again,
Oh
because I
yeah.
fly on standby, it's kinda
Mhm.
just like, "Ooh, I
We'll
hope so and
see.
soon will work out."
Ooh,
We do
Maud's
have some
being very
traveling.
secretive.
I will
Sorry.
explain more after this
Mhm,
trip that I
mhm,
have.
mhm.
You will know based on how often or how far ahead we have to record
Yes, that's very true.
so that we can
Yes.
stay on schedule. Yeah, I have a lot of trips planned, so hopefully I have enough time to take off during this year. But what else do I have? I'm trying to do more markets, I guess, for Castle Crafted, aside from the Sac Anime one that we were just talking
Mhm.
about. I'm thinking maybe not to the grand scale of a convention as big as Sac Anime.
Mhm. Sac Anime is a thing. It's a bit it's, it's a big one.
Yeah, because I went from doing like a 5-hour, 1-day pop-ups once a year to doing a 2-day, what should have been a 3-day, 8-hour each day convention
Yeah.
with thousands of people.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm hoping to do something more in between those two extremes so
That's
that I
true.
could get a little bit more of my brand out there, I guess. I don't know what else to look forward to. It's like for some reason being in 2025, like it still seems so far away, yet it's like we're right in the middle
We're
of it.
here.
So
We're here.
it's
Yeah.
like I don't really know. I feel like it's
Yeah.
still way over there, minding its own business. I'm just
Mhm.
like, what do I do now? I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping for our podcast in general. I'm looking forward to doing a lot more episodes this year.
Mhm.
Trying new things. I don't know if our viewers, people who are watching on YouTube, if you've noticed a difference in quality. I don't know if you can count how many pores I got. But we did do a little upgrade in our subscription that allows us for a little bit better quality in video.
Yes. Yep.
So
Hopefully it's noticeable. Hopefully it's worth the
yeah.
investment that's
Yeah, so we're
made. Yeah.
trying those out, trying out stuff that's new. And we don't know, we have like some decent ideas for some upcoming episodes, and
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoy them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. What about you? Anything to look forward this year in the good old 2025?
Not a damn thing. I'm just kidding.
What do you mean?
I also have a super secret trip that I'm planning.
It's not secret. It's been booked. You have a paid
Well, that's
flight
true.
going there.
That's true. So there's a trip, but I also don't want to disclose it now because now I feel paranoid about disclosing
Ooh.
it. But it's not for a couple months. So, and then and let's see. This is really stupid but funny. But like I have oh god, I don't even want to jinx it, but um for it's like a generational thing, but I'm sure many of you viewers also know the New Kids on the Block. So I'm actually
Ooh.
I've been to several concerts throughout the years and I've always wanted to meet them in person. So this year we have purchased, my sister-in-law and I have purchased tickets to do like a meet and greet. So that's not till way later on this year, but that is something that I'm super excited about because it's kind of like honestly like a bucket list item for me, like a childhood, like,
Mhm.
so that's really exciting. We have our book club hopefully will be coming back very
Yeah.
soon. We have the third installment in the fourth or the what do they call the fourth wings? It's not the fourth way. Is it
The
the
Empyrean
yeah,
series.
okay. So the third book, which is Onyx Storm, which by the time this
Mhm.
podcast comes out, I think it'll be out already. So
Yeah.
we're pretty excited about that book coming out, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, and just
I
like not
mean, I'm gonna read it as soon as it comes out. I
yes,
pre-ordered that thing.
yes,
So
Mon pre-ordered it like 6 months ago. So I
I
have not.
did.
Yes, for a special cover or something like that. So I
Some kind
am
of deluxe edition or whatever.
yes. Yeah, she likes those. Nothing, like the trip that we're going on is I think at this point what I'm most excited about at this point, we're like full Dave and I, Dave, who is on our last episode, are like, we call ourselves the team captains of the planning. So we're
Oh.
basically just like in planning mode and it's not too far away. It's not, as soon as Monica's secret trip, but it is, a little bit after that. But yeah, that just, I don't know. Mon, do you do okay? So speaking of this year, do you do resolutions or like we talk about like um new year, new me, like things like fitness and like stuff like that, or like anyway, like self
Oh.
improvement or like yeah.
I think we kind of talked about it in last year's. I mean, it's probably usually the same, the same ones that most people have. Try get healthy,
Hmm.
healthier,
Hmm.
be more active. Um, I think I don't even know if I said it last time. But maybe one of my New Year resolutions is that I wanna how do I phrase it? I guess put myself out there more. Like I want
Yes, I
to
remember this, yes.
Oh yeah, so I did say it. Okay.
You did say it, yeah, yeah,
So
and not
I
be like
am
not be afraid to put yourself out there, like,
yeah,
just do what you gotta do.
yeah. Embrace the cringe. I feel like I said that last
Yes,
time.
yeah, I do
Um,
remember.
yeah, I kind of want to continue that resolution. I wouldn't say that I've resolved it. Is that what you say? What do you do when you've done your resolution? Is that resolved or no?
I don't know, no one ever gets there, I think. I
Well,
don't know
yes,
if anyone sticks to their resolutions. Actually, I
I'm
do. Yeah, you know what I mean.
what?
Like, most
Yeah,
people, like, do not, like, really
yeah,
it's hard to follow through, so,
sure. Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I would like to continue working on that, working on myself.
Mhm.
Um, One thing I did want to talk about was in that same category of topic, I guess. Um, Putting myself out there. I was trying to work on my freaking TikTok for my for my business because
Mhm.
that's how you know sometimes you get orders, customers, or whatever. But and it's gonna be done by the time that
Wait,
this episode goes out. But
isn't
TikTok is gonna get
TikTok's
banned.
yeah, it's going away. Is that real?
It's
It
going
is,
away.
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
officially, I think by this coming weekend.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah, so there's a lot of talk about, like, people going to, like, different platforms now.
Mhm. So
It's
wait,
just gonna be
is it, like, gone for the US or, like
Mhm,
it's so TikTok is a Chinese company, is that right?
I guess
Or
so.
it's
I guess so,
Asian?
and it's Chinese, I think it's from China, and you know
Mhm.
what's wild? A lot of people who are trying to find an alternative to TikTok, they are instead going to another app. It's very similar, and guess where it's made from? It's also
China?
China.
What's the
So
point?
well, I don't know. People are just
Yeah.
desperate. I think those are people who don't really care about the so-called, like, China getting,
Yeah,
all your
like,
data and whatever.
yeah. I don't really
But
know. I don't really know the story behind it. Of course,
yeah.
we've seen it on the news about, there's a whole like, aren't they trying to sell it? Like, there's like a group that's trying to buy it, like of American like entrepreneurs. Like, I think Mr.
I don't
Beast
know.
was part of the group.
I
You know that
don't know.
guy? I don't really know who he is, but I think
Yeah.
like
He's also
he's like a
canceled.
YouTuber or something. Yes, yeah. So,
Yes.
oh god. So there's yeah, so you could kind of not have TikTok videos anymore because
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are either going to, like, YouTube, Shorts or
oh yeah.
IG Reels.
Mhm,
But I would say it's, like, a different demographic on both of those, platforms, so
mhm,
it kinda sucks that, like, TikTok's going away, but, TikTok was one of the places where I was trying to branch out more and put my
mhm.
face out there or at least, like, experiment creatively. So, that kinda sucks, but, if and when it does go away, we will find other places to post,
Yes,
not only
for
my
sure.
stuff, but also for, like, the OA podcast, we're
Yeah.
gonna post on other places, so,
Mhm.
um, you'll find us, I'm sure, I hope.
Yeah, I'm sure. Shoot, I didn't know that was
Um,
like I knew, like, I'd seen stuff, but I didn't
yeah.
know that there was, like, an actual date that had been set that it was gonna happen. So,
Yeah, I mean, I believe it
interesting.
when I see it or don't see it, I
Yeah,
guess, I don't know.
yeah, don't see it. True, true.
But, yeah,
Yeah.
going back to the resolutions,
Mhm.
do you have, like, resolutions and stuff for this year?
I mean, just like everybody else, like, my whole, like, getting healthier, just trying to just be better with diet and exercise and all that kind of stuff. It's always like an annual thing for me. Like, I do it like
Mhm,
every year. But
mhm.
interestingly enough, I actually started it way back in 2024. So, starting this summer, I kind of, started kind of overhauling diet and exercise. And so it's funny, but it's just like I don't feel pressure to like do this big thing because I feel like I've been doing it since the summer. So I don't feel like, oh my God, I got to start because, it's already like on its way, not on its way, but I started it a while back.
Yeah, I
So
think a lot of people say that that's what you should do. It's recommended because of the pressure is kind of,
Yeah,
like, off
yeah, like, I don't
yourself.
feel like it's a failure if I don't,
Yeah.
am not still doing it by, like, the end of January or whatever,
Mm.
but I definitely, like, slacked off, like, of course, everyone is super just busy during the holidays and with the travel and all that stuff. I haven't been really doing many active things. Like this past weekend was like the first time that I actually like took a walk or like did anything like that. So I just want to kind of get back and kind of do that. But I needed like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I need to do more, and then sometimes I feel like it's fine. Like walking. I love walking. Mon, you know that. Like it's my favorite like activity. I love
Mhm.
walking, and that's kind of all I do in terms of exercise, but I do like, on the weekends, like, go out and walk for, like, an hour outside and all that kinda stuff. Like, I need to, like, kinda just get back on it, but it's kind of all I do, but I like it. It's like
Yeah,
I
as long
find
as you
it,
like
like
it and enjoy it. I mean,
yeah,
that's what a
I feel
lot of
like it's
people try to do to
very
stay active.
yeah, I feel like, to be honest, it's very peaceful, like, I do it by myself.
Mm,
Sometimes, like, Avelina will come with me, but I like doing it by myself. I like listening to music. I like just, walking around and all that kind of like, super early in the morning. So that's kind of, like, my thing, but, yeah, but besides that, I don't really have, like, any solid resolutions in terms
mhm.
of, like, I don't know. We all talked about this. So,
Okay.
yeah, we actually really cool, like our small group of friends, like for like, I think this is our third year in a row that we've gotten together on New Year's Day. And we just
Mhm.
do like a lazy like lunch or dinner or whatever. And we talked about resolutions. And I don't think anyone has any, to be honest.
Yeah, maybe it's a resolution to not really have resolutions this year
Yes.
because
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like having those resolutions, kind of going back to what you said, like it puts so much pressure to on yourself to do something, to succeed at something. And if you don't do
Yeah.
it
Then you
by the
feel
end of the year,
silly. Yeah.
yeah, you feel like a failure. You
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
you didn't amount to anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I feel like this
I
year like, haven't seen a lot of New Year, new me posts or whatever.
well, it's
Yeah.
funny you say that because actually, little preview for our next episode, which we've planned, by the
Oh,
way,
yeah,
and
yeah.
does actually have an outline, so it's not
Oh,
this
yes, yes.
gulo.
This yeah.
Um, it is an episode about New Year's resolutions, but it's it's talking about toxic Filipino traits and how we're trying to not have that as fellow
Yes, yeah, so I
Filipinos.
guess that could be like a resolution, yeah. That is
Yeah.
kind of like something, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
most resolutions are just to improve on yourself, right? Like
Mhm.
in any shape or form, whether
Yeah.
it's mentally, physically, emotionally, like you just
Mhm.
want to work on yourself. And honestly, it's just a good constant thing to do. So
Yeah, and
you don't have
honestly,
to put the
like
pressure to just do it in one
right.
year.
Right, and to not have one, it's like self-care, to not, like, get in your head and, like, not put pressure on yourself and all that kinda stuff, so perhaps not having a resolution is actually better, so you can
Yeah.
just kind of, like, chill out
So
or whatever.
yeah. So if you
Yeah.
are, if whoever's listening out there, if you are like us and don't have any resolutions, it's cool. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay
Yeah.
to not be OA in that sense.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, we talked about Sac Anime. I have some stories about Sac Anime if you
Oh,
like to hear them. I think you
yeah.
were there for some of them. If you're not familiar with Sac Anime, it's a big anime themed convention that happens in Sacramento. Since it was my first experience at a con, like at any con. I've been to San Diego for SDCC, but I've never actually been to a
Oh,
convention. So I don't
I
really even
I
know what it's
don't
like.
I kinda don't think I knew that you had never been, like, inside a con. Oh, okay.
Nope. So
Okay.
it was definitely a new experience for me. And I mean, I would like to say it was a very cool experience. There was definitely a different energy compared to like the pop-ups that I've done before. But yeah, there was a lot of different customers, definitely out of the norm of what I usually experience at my pop-ups. Because I usually do pop-ups at like a showcase, a Tahitian showcase fundraiser. And it's just like once a year. I think they're actually going to try and do another one this summer, so maybe I'll do that again. But Yeah, I had some interesting customers at Sac Anime, and I mean, I've always known that there's a possibility to run into such customers, but if you're, like, a small business owner or, like, someone who deals in retail, I'm sure you've had,
Oh,
these kind
yeah.
of
You
experiences
kinda see
before.
everything. Yeah. Tell us. Oh my
Yeah.
god, I'm so interested.
I think you were there for, like, some of them, but, yeah, one of my experiences, well, funny to say, I because my table, was just generously, loaned to me by Ab's booth, like, I took up some of his space, at the con, um, because I was tabling in his booth, a lot of people who came by his booth to buy collectibles, a bunch of Funko Pops and stuff, um, they also assumed that I worked for Ab
Oh,
a
right,
lot,
right.
and,
Oh god, that gives me so
I
much
felt so bad.
anxiety.
I felt so bad because I would be standing there just waiting for someone to talk to me about my candles, of which I made, like, One Piece themed, candles.
Mhm.
If you're interested, there is still some on my website.
They smell so
Uh,
good.
the link is down below in the bio. Um, yeah, while I was tabling, candles, there were a lot of people who would come up to me. It's like, "I would like to buy this," or like, "Hey, I have a question about so and so," and I just be like, "Oh, I'm sorry. My friend Ab over there can help you."
Yeah.
It's just like a lot of it makes sense because 'cause I'm standing here, like, I also sell at this booth, but, um, Funko Pops, if you're familiar, they have, like, so many different categories or shows or movies or
Hundreds or
oh my god,
thousands. Yeah.
there's so
Yeah.
many different kinds, and
Yeah.
everyone's just asking a very specific,
Yeah.
very, very specific character or scene or something, and I'm just like, What anime is that?
Yes.
Who is this person?"
Yes. It's actually
And
I totally know what you mean because 'cause I've covered for Ab, like, a bathroom break,
mhm,
and I'm, like,
mhm.
terrified of anyone, like, talking to me and asking,
It's
like,
like
any type of question.
yeah, you would hope that they just know what they want,
Yeah.
remain introverted such as yourself, and just like, "This is the one," and all you would ask is cash or card.
Yes, yes. Hopefully
And
cash.
yeah. And yeah, I mean, I thought it was funny because I would just direct it over to Av wherever he was standing. And I don't know, it gave me while people weren't coming to my table in the beginning, it gave me kind of like a warm up to people who are actually coming to my table to ask me about my stuff. And
Right.
boy, did I get a lot of people to talk about my stuff. Like I said, I'm very introverted, and selling in general and selling at a big convention, it's a lot for a very introverted person.
Yeah, it's like, just you have to have that energy, to answer those
Yes.
questions and to, like, engage
Yeah.
with people. So,
Yes.
yeah,
It
I'm
was
proud of
funny
you.
because oh, thank you. It by the way, Anna is one of the ones who strongly encouraged me to do this, con. She wanted me to try it out. Basically forced me, I'm just kidding.
For
But,
sure, I'm not gonna
I'm
deny
very
it.
thankful for the experience.
Mhm.
I met a lot of cool people, I met a lot of interesting people, and I met a handful of very questionable people.
It's a con.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. There was one person gosh, so I'm selling candles, right? I have them out on my table. I have them as, like, testers, so people are smelling them, picking them up, putting them down, and whatever. There is this lady, she comes to my table, and she looks interested, she starts picking up some, I'm giving my whole spiel. "Hey, I have these are handmade coconut soy wax, candles and blah, blah, blah," and she goes, okay." I'm explaining wood wicks and coconut wax to her, coconut soy wax, and when I'm explaining coconut soy wax, I don't know, example. Um, imagine this is my candle. she goes, "Coconut soy wax, huh?" And she goes,
And she
for those who aren't
scratches it.
watching, she excuse my crassness. She basically fingers my candle. Not only did she do it to one, she did it to two. And she did it in a way to confirm that it is coconut soy wax, as if that's the way to confirm
Yeah.
a
That's so
coconut soy wax.
weird.
Um, and I mean, Jay was with me at the time. After she walked away, I was like, I pulled those candles back out from the display, and I'm like, "This lady fingered my candles." And he's like, "What? Why? I don't know.
Yeah.
Why would you
She has
do
a
that?"
thing
'Cause
for candles. You don't know?
okay, so I know that there are candles that you
Mhm.
they're like skin safe. They're made to melt the
Mhm.
wax and you're like supposed to put it on your skin. I did not promo it that way.
Yeah.
That was
Oh, I
not
don't
one of
even know if
its
I knew.
benefits.
Yeah, yeah. It's so weird
Yeah.
because I would say, like, I am a candle connoisseur. You know that I love candles. And when I shop for candles, I only smell the let's like, what else do you need to do? I've never like, and I shopped for before Mon came around, I was Bath and Body Works girl and would go to the annual sale and would buy. I know a lot of us do that, but like I don't think I've ever like touched it, like the wax. Like you open
You mean
it.
you don't feel compelled to
No,
rub
I
your
do not.
finger
I
in
don't
wax?
finger candles. So like I open the jar, smell it, look, maybe notice the color, and then like, cool. Like if I
Huh.
like the smell, then okay, maybe I'll buy it. If I
Yeah.
don't, then but I've never actually like touched a candle that was
No.
not my own.
Yeah. I definitely just I was a little taken aback by that experience.
Wow.
So I pulled those candles. I did not, I did not sell
Oh,
them.
you didn't sell them? Okay.
It just felt weird because I mean, I guess unless you're like really looking at it, and it's not like
Yeah.
you're gonna ingest it in any
Did
way or
she,
whatever.
like, put a, like, dent in it or scratch it or whatever? Or, like
She literally took like the pad of her finger and was
uh-huh,
like onto the wax. So
like
she was like trying to like put it. Jay thinks that she was trying to get like the fragrance so she
oh,
could
like
put
the
it on
oil, like, 'cause there's
herself.
oil, right?
Yeah, but
Ugh,
it's a
what a
candle.
weird. Yeah, yeah, it's not perfume, guys. Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then she just walked
Wow,
away.
that is
She didn't even
interesting.
she didn't even try and buy the candle that she, like, fingered, so kinda like, rude. I said,
Yeah,
"Smell,
yeah.
do not touch in that way."
Yeah, yeah. I also have a Sac Anime experience. Not really,
Oh,
but it's
okay.
just so this is, like, because I typically do not go inside. It's very rare for me to go inside. Like, I don't even think I've ever like helped Ab set up. I might have
Oh,
helped
I
him
didn't
like
know
break down
that.
before. No, I only went because you were there and like we could
Aw.
hang out. I don't really like go inside or whatever, but I finished my first anime like just recently. So
Ah,
I
yes.
finished Attack on Titan. So
Woohoo.
it was something that my son like turned me on to and we finished the entire series. So it was super fun to actually like walk around and like buy stuff. Like I bought not a ton of stuff, but I bought stickers and like, and I have them right now. So I'll show.
Yeah.
So I have
Let me
stickers
see.
on my water bottle now, which
Cute. Oh,
is
yeah, you
like
got a peeker.
yes, yes.
A
So these
peeker?
are just like
Sneaker?
peekers. So I didn't know what peekers were before, but I basically it's like the top half of like a character's face on a
Literally
sticker.
like a
Yeah, like
peeking over, right?
they're
Yeah,
peeking,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so and people attach them to, like, their car they, like, stick them onto their car windows, so I
Right.
guess it looks like people are, like, peeking over their window or whatever, so I
Mhm,
bought
mhm, mhm.
one, we cannot de decide at this
Cute.
point what car to put it on,
Oh, it's a
so,
big choice.
yeah, it's still downstairs and unstuck, so that was kinda my thing, so that was super fun. We also found a really cool, like, freeze-dried candy booth,
Oh,
which
yeah.
was like only a couple of like two doors down from like where
Yeah.
Avenmon's booth was, and like we just ate that candy like the whole time.
So
It's
while
so good.
the spouses were working the booth,
Yes. Making the
the
money.
other spouses, Jay and Anna would leave to go and shop at this freeze-dried candy booth, and every time they come back with, "Ooh, it's a sample. Ooh, I bought this one." It was like Nerds clusters, or then it was, what's the one you bought? It was,
It was peanut brittle. I think it was like
peanut brittle.
peanut brittle, like freeze. Oh my god, it was so freaking good. Like it
Yeah,
was, yeah, peanut brittle freeze dried candy. So for one, I don't like
crazy.
peanut brittle. Like I don't like it
Oh, I
how it
didn't know
gets.
that.
Yeah, like it gets stuck in your teeth. Like it,
Yes.
like it's just it's hard. Like your teeth kind of get like messed
It's
up
not
or
as
hurt.
brittle as they say it is, you
It's
know?
yeah, but when I guess when obviously when you freeze dry the candy, it changes like the consistency and it turns crunchy and not as like dense or like hard. I don't know. I don't really know, but all I know it was so good and that was
Mhm.
probably like the best thing that we had from that booth. So,
I just
yeah.
remember you guys talking about budgeting for it's like, "Well, I have to go buy these stickers, but I
Yeah.
only brought so much money, so I
Yes, and
cannot
it wasn't a
spend."
lot. We literally took, like, $20 from Ab's stash of cash that he had made. So we literally took money that Ab made, 20 bucks, and I was like, I really wanted to buy an $8 thing of candy. It
'Cause
was
freeze-dried
yes,
candy is
$8.
not cheap.
Yes, and then, so I had $12 to find a peaker, so we, like, walked around the entire convention center, and they're expensive, like, they're not like, it's not just a couple, 2, $3 for a sticker type thing, so we made it work with the 20 bucks that we, hijacked from Ab, and we were able to get a peaker and some candy, so it's a
Yeah.
highlight of our con.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got to sneak some of their, the stuff that they bought, and it was pretty
Mhm.
good. I think
It
what was the other one that you got? It wasn't just the
So
peanut.
yeah, so Jay got the Nerds one. Like, I think they
Yes.
were Nerds, right? So I didn't like those because they were sour. They were just
Oh, yeah.
sour. You still
You
have some
and
at
Ab
your
don't
house.
like sour stuff.
No, I do. I like what is that called? Like not like super sour, but I like a little bit of like what are the ones like the sour watermelons and like the peach rings?
Oh,
Like I
Sour
like
Patch Kids and stuff.
yeah, yeah, I like Sour Patch Kids for sure. I actually just told
Okay.
them to buy me some, so I think there might be some downstairs. But, we had the ones that were really good also were Haichu. Like, we had
Oh, the
remember
Haichu.
we bought 2 packs of Haichu for, like,
Oh,
different
I didn't know you
days.
bought 2.
Yes, Ab bought me a pack, and then the day after, I bought another
Bought
pack, and
another
they're all
one.
gone
The
at this
texture
point.
was really good. I think that one out of all of the ones that we tried, I liked that texture the
Yeah,
most.
yeah, the
It was
Haichu
really
was
good.
good. I like Haichu, so it was
Yeah.
really good. So, yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, it's definitely an experience because obviously they're gonna taste the same
Mhm.
as, like, the regular candy, but,
It's
the
different, yeah.
mouthfeel is
Yeah,
good.
yeah, it's like the same but different, like, the texture is different, like, I don't know, it's just a really cool experience, so if you guys ever see those, like, freeze-dried, like, candies, it's totally, like,
Try
worth
'em
a
out.
try. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I wish I knew the name of the booth or, like, the folks that were selling it, I don't remember, but, yeah, highly
Yeah.
recommend.
Yeah. I have one more, interesting customer, story. So, I don't think this person will ever find this podcast, and I don't know their
Oh, yeah,
name.
we're safe,
Um,
yeah.
but you know how, you're very vulnerable selling your product and honestly selling yourself to
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
who's experiencing your stuff for the first time, especially if it's
Mhm.
handmade. You're literally put these
Put it
things together.
Yeah, it's
And
your, like, blood, sweat, and tears that you're selling
yeah,
to
yeah.
strangers.
Yeah, so when people come in and, it puts a smile on their face or they have, like, a really good reaction,
Mhm.
it makes it, like, feel, like, really good. But then
Yeah, it
there are
goes a
those
long
few
way.
moments,
Yeah.
there are those few people who just, like, if you don't have anything nice to say,
No, Mom, you never told me
don't
this.
don't say it, at
Yeah,
least in
yeah,
front of the person who made
yeah,
it.
yeah. Oh my god, I
So,
didn't know that.
I think I was just more shocked when it happened.
Mhm.
And
Oh my
I
god.
was really trying to, like, hold
Hold
it
it
back
together. Yeah, yeah.
because I was like, "What do you mean?" So, uh, backstory, aside from candles, I was also selling, mini air diffusers. Um, I carry a lot of those in my shop. Again, shameless plug, they're in my website
And
if you're
I'm a
interested.
fan. I've purchased many a diffuser.
Yeah, and, they're mini air diffusers, but they're also it's basically like car air fresheners, the things that let you dangle on your, rear view mirror, is that
Mirror,
what that's
yeah.
called?
Mhm.
And, yeah, you just hang it there and it releases fragrance, right? Mine's in a glass bottle, and it's, like, made of pure fragrance oil, so, um, I sell them for $10 each, but, they last for, like, months at a time,
They
depending
do.
on usage.
I can,
Yeah.
attest, like, I have one in my office. I
Yeah.
think I had one for, like, 6 months, like, it goes a long way. A little goes a long way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you. And I mean, I think that that product in general does really well. Like, I enjoy it, you enjoy it, a lot of people that I know enjoy it, but, it can be like, "Oh, because you know me," or whatever. It's like you kinda just tooting my own horn. So, when it comes to, like, newer people who are experiencing it for the first time, like, either they've seen it on TikTok before, but they've never tried it, or they're just, like, genuinely interested in, like,
Mhm.
"What is this? How do you use it?" I'm over
Mhm.
here trying to explain to this person who seems genuinely interested, and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, you just do this or whatever," and she's by herself. She's not the one who bashes my product. Her friend comes up. She walks up to my table, walks up behind her, and as she's looking at the diffusers, looking really interested, I'm explaining it to her. Her friend goes mid conversation, "Do not buy that." And I'm like,
No way!
and I'm like, "Is she talking to the right person? Do you know her?" But
That's
I'm
so
standing there
weird. Yeah,
silent,
yeah.
and her friend goes, "What? Why?" And her friend goes, "I have a friend who has that in their car. Do not put that in your car. Do not buy it because when she braked really hard, it slammed into her windshield and it cracked her windshield." And I'm
Oh,
like,
wow.
and I just see her friend who was looking at the diffusers just
That's lame.
grab
Yeah.
it and whatever.
Wait, do you
And
think
I'm
it
just
was specifically yours?
no, no.
Or
I mean,
just like a
just that
like
because there's other people who sell that stuff.
right,
Like,
right.
I'm not an original idea
But you
for
know
this
what? To
type
be
of
honest,
thing.
I actually have never seen a diffuser like yours. Like, I've
Oh, well,
never
that's good.
seen like yeah, I've never seen so I wish I had one. I have one in my bathroom, but like, it's like a little it's like this big. It's in a
Yeah,
wooden like and yes, it's glass, but like,
yeah.
wow, I've never really like I've
So,
never even thought that that could is a possibility, but I guess it could.
yeah. So her friend who was interested is not interested now. She walked
Yeah.
away, right? Like,
Rude,
she
rude.
goes into Av's booth to
Mhm.
look at pops.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, and I'm just like, "What happened?" I'm, like,
Mhm.
trying to not get defensive because 'cause
Mhm.
I'm like, "You're not talking about my products, but you literally just lost me a customer because
Yeah,
of your
yeah, yeah.
outburst." And she goes, "Oh, yeah, like, I my friend told me about it." And so I just said, in a very calm way as a business owner myself, I was like, "Oh, well, I still recommend my air
Mhm,
diffusers, as long as you follow the instructions on, the packaging correctly."
mhm.
I haven't heard of anyone, like,
Yeah, and that's
cracking
also
their
like,
windshield.
why are you braking so hard? And I feel like so
That's
that's
what I'm
one,
saying.
and I feel like also from knowing your product, I don't
Yeah.
feel like the rope is long enough to do that. I don't know if that's
Mhm.
just me, but, like, I don't know if you could rig it a certain way or if your window is or the mirror window is really close to the thing where it could swing, but
Right.
that's like a user error type of thing, and
That's what
that
I'm saying.
yeah, that's
Um,
really weird.
so
That's
so
rude.
after I say that, because I was like, "As long as you follow the instructions, it should be
Mhm,
secure enough to
mhm.
not do that." And
Right.
she's like, what? She's doing like that Homer Simpson disappearing into
Yeah,
a bush
yeah.
type thing. She's like, "Oh, well, my friend followed the instructions on the
How
thing." And I'm
freaking
like, "Well,
rude.
I I can only speak for my own stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
I cannot
yeah.
speak for your friend's stuff."
Mhm.
And she doesn't even, like, say sorry or anything, she just walks away also, and I'm
Wow.
just like,
So I had no idea that happened. Wow. Were they, like, young? Were they, like
Yeah. They're
yeah.
very young. I just
Mhm.
felt like I get it. If you wanna warn your friend about not buying it, you could do it secretly 'cause I know she's, like,
Yeah.
interested in front of me, but it's like,
Right.
don't say that out loud, especially if
Yeah.
it's not a product that is representative of my product.
Yeah, yeah.
Sounds
It's
like
not
your
yours
friend
specifically. It is not
so
your yeah. That's
your
I did
friend needs
not
to
know that
drive better,
happened.
first of
Yeah,
all.
yeah. I agree.
Secondly, she didn't tie it right because I don't know how she's hanging it on her rearview mirror,
Yeah, I
but
don't think there's enough slack for it to go flying like that.
there
Like,
really isn't. There's barely
yours
enough slack to actually tie it.
yours for sure is not maybe of course, like, it's not your product, so how would that's
Yeah.
lame. I'm
And
sorry
so
that
I was like,
happened.
that's okay."
Wow,
I
that's
think it was like
interesting.
she was just like one out of the handful of people during like the how many people who stopped by my table during the 2
Mhm.
days. Like it was just one thing that stood out to me that I didn't really think could happen, but
Yeah.
I guess I'm not surprised it
It's one
happened.
of those things where it's just like so that was, like, probably, like, 1% out of, like, the
Yeah.
100% of interaction. So that's, like, what they say about, like, when you read, like, your comments, right? Like, if we're
Mhm.
online like, we put ourselves out there, we don't really we've never knock on wood, we've never gotten
Oh,
any
yes.
negative comments, but that one negative comment that is gonna come is something that you and I are not gonna forget over
Mhm.
the, like, dozens of, like, positive that's what people say. It's always those ones that, like, stick out and, like, they hurt, right? Like, they're
Yeah.
not kind and stuff like that. So that's
Well,
super interesting. I didn't know that.
yeah. Well, by the end of the con after 2 days, if she is listening, just keep your bad opinions, your
Yeah,
mean
yeah,
opinions to yourself, and
yeah,
I would like you to know that a lot of the ones that you said not to buy actually sold out, so, cheers.
yeah, yeah,
So,
totally. Wow,
yeah.
that sounds like a person, like, maybe, like, has some growing up to do and needs to learn a little bit about, like, just
Yeah,
like,
they were definitely young, but there were
yeah.
plenty of people who enjoyed it and liked the products themselves,
Mhm.
so,
Yeah, a
um
lot of this stuff sold out,
it's
so
not for
that's saying
everyone.
something.
Can't
Yeah.
cater to everyone, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely not. There's no such thing, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, that's
Yeah,
one of my stories from
that's
Sac Anime.
interesting. Yeah.
Don't know if we have other stuff to chat about, at least in this episode,
Mhm.
but we do have a very exciting episode coming up next. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We'll wrap it up here. Once again, Happy New Year. Welcome to 2025. I
Mhm.
hope you get to spend another year being OA with us because being OA here is okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. It actually, yeah, if you can, you guys just hit that subscribe button on YouTube, hit that like button. It does a lot in terms of our algorithm and putting us out there. But we're super grateful for the support that you've given us, and we hope you stick around for another year. We're gonna have a lot of fun things coming.
Don't follow us on TikTok. Follow us on somewhere else.
Instagram and YouTube.
Instagram, at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not TikTok, because apparently
No.
that's going out of business or whatever.
Going banned.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
So, until next time, you guys, stay
Stay
OA.
OA in the
Oh,
best
in
way.
the
Oh,
best
sorry.
way.
Yeah. Okay. That's how unplanned we are. So
Yeah.
yeah. See,
So,
see you guys in the next episode.
okay.
Right? Bye.
Bye.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.